Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Shift's episode 295, and I, of course, am your host, your funky leader, the greatest man who's ever lived. It's me, it's Matt, and I was going to say I was driving home from work, and I went, man, I'm not pumped for the show today. It's been a dog's life at work this whole week. Man, I'm just not going to be pumped. And then we had a discussion beforehand, and the energy is back. I'm back. I'm pumped for the show because life is good, and life is great. And with me, as always, as most of the time, it's my buddy, the light bearer, the light bringer, the light bear bringer, the beastmaster of Third Shift. It's Eric. He's here to tell us, gosh, Eric, what is it that you tell us every single time, every single week? How do we start the show? We start it by you telling us how your week was, my good sir.
Woohoo! My week was pretty darn good. You know what I did? I busted my foot up. Okay, everybody? That's what I did. I don't know how, don't know why, but last week, Thursday, foot was a little twang, you know, didn't feel great, but not bad. I said, all right, well, let's just take it easy for a couple of days, you know, let it heal. Friday, hurt a little bit more, still not crazy. Friday night, me and Matt are supposed to be playing some Borderlands. We're going to have some beers. Everything's great. Well, we did. We had beers and we played Borderlands. However, the pain in my foot at this point was getting to be so loud and obnoxious that, as I've already discussed with Matt and on, of course, the Patreon episode, if you're up there, you can listen to, I was like, Matt, you know, I've consumed quite a bit of this bottle here, and my foot still really hurts, and that's not good, is it?
No, sir, that's not good.
Sure enough, Saturday morning, I couldn't walk. I had to crawl around and hop on a foot, and it wasn't great. And we did this for Saturday, and we did this for Sunday. And Monday rolled around, and I said, I can't go to work. I can't. Sunday night, all I felt was, wah. So I called in, tried to get a doctor's appointment. They're like, oh, sorry, the fastest we can see you is tomorrow. Well, I can't miss another day of work. So I went in Tuesday, went to work. Then I get beamed because I had Monday unplanned. And now they're like, well, you got to use flex time because I needed to go to the doctor's at 2. I get out at 1:30. I needed to get out a little bit early so I wasn't late. So now I get 2 unplanned because of an issue. I don't know if we should put this in the show because he listened one time to the show.
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Oh, goodness. So
but anyway, you did actually tell me when we were recording this that you had to leave early and that you were stressing about it. And so I knew 24 hours ahead of time.
So in theory, I thought I was screwed, but because we did actually discuss it, everything turned out okay. However, here's the thing, folks. This is the whole story. This is what I led up to, and this is why I'm sad. The doctor goes, doop, feels the foot, does like 2 minutes of doctor work. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with your foot. Well, I mean, I don't know either, doctor. That's why I'm here. Well, go get x-rays. Okay, I went and got x-rays. Had to wait a day. I get a message. X-rays are completed. Everything seems normal. Well, that's okay. Mm-hmm. Doctor calls. Hey, looked at your x-rays. There's nothing wrong with your foot. Your foot's perfectly fine. Well, thank you, doctor. I'm glad that now you've said that my foot's fine, I'm just fine. I have to be fine, right? Because you said that my foot's fine. So there could be nothing wrong, and I'm just hobbling around because it's fun, and I enjoy it.
Now, see, talking about how fun and enjoyable it is to hobble around, there's another person at work who somehow over the weekend, maybe just at the start of the tail end of last week, started hobbling around too. It's our tech. He's got a cane he comes in with now. He hobbles around. Mm-hmm. You hobble around. He hobbles around. Today, as I was leaving work, this is something that I shouldn't do, and sometimes I do it. When I'm around stupid people, like a lot, I'm like, gosh, I can't stand being around stupid people. But then I think, what's something really dumb that a stupid person would do? And then sometimes I do it. Just like, I'll be stupid for 30 seconds. Her. So I was walking up the steps, because I take the stairs when I leave. Mm-hmm. And instead of like walking like a normal human, I walk like a stupid person. And you know, if the step has, you know, a shape like this, and my foot is shaped like my hand is, I stepped with the corner, like I didn't step on the step. I stepped half off of it. Mm-hmm. And so as I went up the steps, I went, oh, my foot hurts. And then all the walk to the car, that arch was hurting. And I went, this is going to be good. I really hope that it's all screwed up now. And it's going to get worse as I drive home. And then I'm going to come in hobbling too. And we can just be like hobble boys.
Mm-hmm. Hobble boys.
Except
the Hobble pack.
Except it feels fine now because the drive home, it just went, you just did something dumb for half a second. But there was that moment, and I just went, this could be great. We could just be, everyone was just, I'll bring in a cane. I don't have anything cane-like. I would bring in like the tube from my vacuum maybe, and it's like,
there you go.
It would be awesome.
Or just fashion like a hobo wizard staff like I did.
My shaman staff.
There it is.
I still have it.
See?
It still has the orange boa in it and everything. I just come in like that. Hey, it's shaman day.
It's shaman day.
Shaman priest. Oh, man. But it was close.
Yes.
It was just, it could have happened.
Well, I just hope that I'm not hobbling tomorrow. I hope, whatever it was, apparently nothing, as the doctor says, goes away. So that's the physical. That's what happened. Of course, the girls did some fun stuff. We did some soccer, went on about some good stuff. Video game front, I played Strangers of Paradise, and I beat Time At, and I got to the next boss, and I beat that boss, and I got to the next boss, and now I'm stuck again on that boss because he's really challenging. And if you don't know, it's the Lich. The Lich is the boss that I'm currently on. I beat the undead dragon. And I think I can beat the Lich. I just need to go ahead and do it a few more times and just really get his moves set down. If I can dodge his moves, get in close, do some melee damage, I think I'm going to be all right. But if not, I'll just keep tweaking around. Because the beautiful part of it is I can just abandon the mission first off, if I want to. Go back, sell everything, do whatever I want, or I can just go from the last save point, go grind out some more job skills and get the affinity points up, things like that. And, of course, max out my gear to the best, that it's available in that particular level because it's within a level range. And it'll tell you right before you do the mission, like 41 through 44. So you're not going to get anything better than around 44. And same where I'm at, like 50, 52 or 54. I'm in that range somewhere. So you can grind up to a certain point. You just can't keep overpowering forever, which I like. I appreciate that. So that way you're not just some kind of psychopath who gets to go to the next area 20, 50 levels above what it is. And that kind of takes the fun out of it when there's nothing that poses any challenge, even though I do that a lot in RPGs. It's nice that this game's like, nah, you're not gonna uber cheat. We'll let you max out, but you're not gonna go nuts everywhere you go. So right now I'm on the Lich, having a good time with it. But as I said, I got stuck. And when I get mad, I stop playing whatever game I'm playing because I don't play video games to get mad, Matt. I don't do that. I start to get frustrated. I say, well, that's it. We'll just go at this another day when I'm fresh. And of course, lastly, some Elden Ring. I don't know if I told you last week, if it was last week that I got past Lindell Castle and did all that.
I don't remember, honestly.
Or if that was this week. I don't remember anymore. Got through Lindell's Castle area, beat the boss in there, and then they was like, oh, you got to go up to the land of the giants up in the Arctic area. So I go through there, boss comes down, gets stuck on this boss. I get a nice tip a couple days later after beating my head against the boss. That boss is actually like really, really hard, and you want to probably just get leveled up some more for that. And I go, well, it'd be great, except for this is where I'm supposed to be going now. And I'm tired of being where I was. I've already, done everything except for the volcanic manor, but I'm terrified of the volcanic manor and kind of don't ever want to go back there, but I need to. Whole nother side story. You can just run past them. And once again, we talk about this more on the Patreon special. So if you want to hear about it, you can go there. Anywho's got through, been traveling around, found some more bosses. This game, it just never ends, Matt. It never ends. There's always another boss. There's always another cave. I've said it 1,000,000 times. You've said it too. It's crazy.
That's what's great about it, though. That's what I love about it. Because, I'll talk about some of my Elden Ring stuff right now. Since we're talking about Elden Ring, I got to the capital city, just like you said. And I was amazed because it did get harder, like we talked about. But the rewards also got infinitely better. Like, I was running around doing stuff, and I'd kill a boss and get the 10,000 runes. That's not even anywhere. That's a fifth of what I need to level up. I'd go through Lendell, capital city, from the start, and I'd go and, die to the first tough enemy thing. I dropped, 18,000 runes? That's one step further.
Mm-hmm.
So if I just did this, even if I just died in that same spot, as long as I picked up my stuff, I'm making big, big progress to the next level. I killed the 2 bosses of that area. The first one gave me 80,000 runes. The next one gave me like 120,000 runes. I level up twice from one boss. Oh, it's nuts. It feels so good. But man, I can't wait. Can't wait for more, especially in harder areas because of that big reward. Like I felt like, I was getting up in power, and then I hit a plateau. It's because I didn't go far enough. Because now that I've gone far, I get big rewards. Even just 10 enemies in a row and I have 18,000 runes. Oh, I can't wait to kill even bigger things up here. And they'll be tough, sure. And I might die a lot, but I'll go, my levels will just eep, up. I'm going to be wearing that full bull goat armor set in no time. Oh, it's good. Farm that endurance. Just throw all the points in there. Who cares about vigor or faith? Whatever.
You don't need them, Matt. Don't even worry about it. And of course, that's what I was telling you too. Is I got to find a new goal, some pieces of gear, or some new way of playing. I've been using the Sword of Night and Flame this entire time, but I don't actually use it anymore with its flame and its beam. They're just not worth it. It's better for me just to use the pebbles or the night comet or the rocks, which I don't use the rocks usually anymore either, because unless it's a boss who does like a lot of evading and stuff, because then it tracks them. Still very useful because I don't use the meteorite staff. But anyways, I got to find something new, something to chase, because that's been my problem. Is nothing I get anymore is anything I'm gonna wear. So like the reward, the feeling of, if I beat this, maybe there'll be something cool for me, is gone. And this is partially on me because I've cheated over time trying to figure out like what kind of piece I should be getting or looking at. And so I know that most of these bosses do not drop any stabs or anything that I'm going to go, oh, here we go, putting it on. This is a great upgrade. I know I've already gone past a lot of that stuff.
That's the beauty of this game, Eric. I mean, even I'm going a certain way right now, but I have 1,000,000 staves. I have axes. I have all the weapons. I have daggers. I have everything. I have bows now. I can do whatever I want. Give me in that capital city again. I'll take one run through it, but I'm leveling up whatever stat. It doesn't matter. I mean, you saw Shay's video. He was a samurai dude. Now he's got that moon globe head. Now he's doing crazy spells. I mean, sure, it's a weapon art, but still, he's like a mage now. Mm-hmm. He started off not like that at all. You can be whatever you want, Eric. You know what? When you get a great sword, there's your new goddamn goal. Level your strength up, Eric, and get that great sword.
Talk about great swords. I've got 1,000 great swords, man.
Well,
like
when you
thousands.
pick up... Hey, I'm not saying you don't, but I'm saying when you pick one up, level up till you can get that. Put that on.
Actually, what I was about to just say was it wouldn't level up because I'm already like a level 120 or something like that. I would just go to what's-her-face and respec, and maybe that's the key.
That's lame.
Go respec.
That's lame. No, because what you have works, but instead of that Sword of Night and Flame, which you barely use anymore, you could have chunk, big ass.
But for the great sword, I would have to go level up around, I think it's 33 more times, 34 more times to get enough oomph to carry the sword.
See, it's fine. You can do it.
No, I don't want to go farm that dumb bird in Caelid.
You don't have to just farm and you don't have to earn runes in only a certain way, Eric. You can play and do things and have fun and branch out.
I've already scouted out everything though. That's my thing is, except for Volcanic Manor, and then of course where I am now, the Arctic area. There's nothing but yellow dots in the rest of those areas. Like, I have gone up and down those flipping areas. And I'm sure don't get me wrong, I'm sure I've missed something. There's something I've missed somewhere. Mm-hmm. But it's to the point now where it's scarce. I'd have to go nuts trying to find any more secrets, except for in the area I'm at. Lindell Castle as well, because I haven't explored the entirety of that yet either. But the places to explore are just really, really challenging. But like you said, there's promise in what you're saying. Because, just for example, I got this greatsword just the other night, and it's pure black midnight. Has these cool little like edges on it, and then has this blood red gem right in the middle of it. It has this crazy spell thing it does, and I can't cast it because obviously I don't have the specs to wear the weapon properly. And I just put that on. I was like, dude, that sword is killer looking. Imagine that, and I've got the death armor. So I could put like that on with this midnight blood red gem sword, and it's like, man, maybe just
gosh, it's like you don't have crazy. A single problem at all. Just do what looks good and what feels right. Fun. Just do it.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Just to reach a change of what I am, something like that. Because it's still fun, but I just feel like I'm just going through the motions right now. And the game's great. It's not a knock on the game. It's just, for me, I'm like, oh, there's no reward anymore. I'm just doing the things to make my way there. I need to find something.
Well, it's something I've been thinking about because we always talk about it. We talked about it last week or the week before. Oh, in this area I'm at, if I get hit once, I'm dead. Well, I make mistakes all the time, and I'm not dead. Man, maybe you should, like, when you level up, put some points into so you can actually wear some armor. Or put a shield on and have your sword and staff in 2 offhands on the side. Then you can not just be walking around two-hand Jones with no defense. Now you can now you can do stuff. Now you can, block things and take hits.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the take hits, but you got a point with the armor. Maybe get the points in so I can just put on some heavy plate and be a full heavy plate mage instead of I got the black monk's armor, whatever that stuff is called. Because from what I hear, that's like the best you can get in that range to give you at least a little bit of something. But like you said, with the big dogs, a little bit of something still absolutely nothing. It's only helpful on your regular trash mobs where I made a mistake. Okay, I can get hit once or twice. With bosses, it don't matter. So maybe that's what I work towards too. Is just upping it so I can wear some of my heavy plate stuff, so I can actually take a few hits off of bosses as well. But I'll never wear a shield. Because I've gotten so used to, I love the feel of, boom, cast 3 spells. Oh, you want to get in my face? Slash, slash, slash. Roll out of the way. Spell, slash. It feels, that part does feel good. I do enjoy that part of it.
But when a boss comes at you with a big crazy combo, slash, slash is going to do nothing. You'll go slash me dead.
No, that's true. For big bosses, I don't slash with the sword at all. I'm getting the hell out of dodge so I can cast more spells.
So you should have a shield on that side. And then a spell slinging Magoo. And when they come in, you go, oh boy, take one big hit, and then here comes the next one. Roll.
And there you go, baby. Shake it up. So I can wear a shield. So for boss fights, I do, hey, sorry, sword, you got to go. Here you go. You're going to bed. Mm-hmm. We'll see you in a minute once I get through this. Boop. Bad man, pajama shield. And it wouldn't even, that's not even tough to do anyway, because as everybody always says, go get the jellyfish shield. It's like a lightweight shield, but has the properties of like a middleweight shield or whatever it is, something like that. I don't know the details. I just know everybody always tells you to go chase that one.
Even brass shield's not that much more strength investment than that one is, and it's better in every way. So,
and I have a couple of shields that are better than the brass shield. Mm-hmm. That are in that same range. Because once again, I think I have probably 35, 40 different shields, so I'm sure there's a few good ones in there somewhere.
Those are the ones that I sold, though. I had brass shield, and I would always line it up against that. Worse? Sell. Now that I have my tower great shield, is it worse than that? Sell. Get out of here. Except for the golden one. Kept the golden one and the thorny one, just because they look cool.
Mm-hmm. I've never sold a single piece of gear. Have it all, man. Every piece of gear I've ever got is still there.
I sell it because I just get sick of it. I look at it and I go, I'm not going to use 6 plain daggers. I'm not going to use any.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to use any daggers, so as long as it's just a regular looking one. Black knife, that's got to stay. This weird bloody one that I got from the start of the game, that's got to stay. So anything that looks really cool, or just, I know I got from a boss drop. Mm-hmm. Like there's a jawbone axe, which just looks like a regular old bone axe. But I got that from a boss drop, so that's got to stay.
Gotcha. So yeah, we'll get in there. We got to change some stuff up. Get going. Keep having a good time with it. And my last regret is just these bosses that I can't beat. Like everyone says, just go past them. Keep going and come back if you remember. But as I told you, I do worry because I've done that with a couple bosses, and there's a couple of them that I don't remember where they were anymore. So they're gone. My chances of finding them are pretty slim at this point, and it doesn't wreck my life, but it does make me go, oh, that sucks. Now they're just gone. I won't beat those poor bastards. They deserve to be dead, Matt, and I'm never going to kill them. And that does hurt my heart just a little.
New Game Plus, dude. New Game Plus.
I'm not playing this game again. No. This game's done after the regular game for me.
It's going to be like Persona 5 Royal. In a year, you'll go, man,
That's
sure
probably
could go
true.
For some Elden Ring right now. And I'd say, New Game Plus, dude. And you go, oh, I don't have all these hours. And I'll say, yes, you do have those hours, Eric. All you got to do is just make time for it. And you'll go, oh, gosh, golly, you're right.
That might happen. But yeah, immediately following me beating this game, no, I'm not going to jump into New Game Plus and start rocking out immediately. Too much stuff to play. But that's my week. That's what I've been doing. Having a good time. Getting stuck, but getting through it. Just figuring things out. What about you, Matt? What have you been doing? What's going on?
Man, in Elden Ring, I've been doing all that stuff we just talked about. Having a blast. I will reiterate again, after that week off for quarter end just ruining all of our lives completely, it feels so good to be back into it. And then having the weekend off from going to Chicago for my trip, when I sat back down and played Elden Ring again, it just feels so good. And, before that trip, I ran into those 2 frustrating bosses that I spent like an hour each on. I'm like, oh man, here it's getting stupid. It's getting tough. Then I get back into it. And the 2 bosses of Lendel, the capital city, the Golden Shade and then Morgott, it took me like 2-3 tries apiece. They were like easy. Obviously, I had my little skelly dudes out there because why not? But it was just like, oh, I figured these would be like tough. It's Golden Shade of Godfrey. Like it's got to be a big gatekeeping thing, right? Nope. Just poke them with your stick.
Smoked them.
Just hold up your shield and then do your guard counters like I always do with literally every enemy. Oh, I killed him. Okay. Oh, here comes Morgott. Morgott was pretty tough. Oh, nope. Same deal. He does some stuff in his second phase. Just don't be there. Oh, all right. Don't stand in the big splooshy geyser. Oh, I didn't. He's dead.
Timing that spear thrust takes a minute, but the big one he does. Did you ever see him? Like he lashes out and he's like whoosh, and that sucker's length, like the length on that's like wild. And if you time it too early, basically because it's such a large thrust, he'll track you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you gotta like time it right. But that was a few times, and I was like, okay, I get it, I got it.
I either dodge to the side or barricade shield. It just blocks everything with no stamina. Because I have the Tower Great Shield, it has guard boost of already into the 70s, so barricade shield, no stamina. He could stand there and do that all day long, and I was, you done?
So there you go.
You done? Oh, one more? Tink? Okay. Guard counter.
So you didn't have to worry about that function.
And Skellyman's poking. The whole time, just Skellyman's going.
Yes. Skellyman's and What's-Her-Face was like super effective.
I can't believe. I mean, I've upgraded them as far as I can. Not like as far as I can, but as far as I have Grave Gloveworts for. When I started, as soon as they got hit, they were like by any boss, like by Margit. As soon as they got hit, they were dead. And then he'd blow his nose, and then the corpses wouldn't reanimate anymore.
They'd go away. Bye-bye. Yep.
They're just like standing in there, taking all the stuff. Like they're doing, even with Godskin Noble, who gave me so much trouble. He does so many spinny, stupid things, and he'll like stomp and put down black flames all around himself. And I went, oh, they're dead. They're just standing there. Poke, 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 poke. Flames are gone. Damn, Skellymans are still here. They're freaking awesome. They're my bros.
What do you got them up to, by the way?
I don't know the number. It's got to be like 7 or 8.
Okay, because I've only got mine to 6, and I cannot find the grave root or whatever it's called, grave wart. So that's another thing I could do is go look it up.
You must be missing some little hero graves out inside.
I know, right? Some little hero grave or something. Yeah, exactly. So I need to go. Apparently, that's what I need to do because I have a 7 and I have an 8. So if I could get a 6,
yeah,
those old boys, they're going up in levels, and that probably changed the game in and of itself.
I think I'm up to needing the 8, which I don't have right now. Mm-hmm. So they're not too far behind me. But speaking of them, I told you before we went on air, when PlayStation 5, you earn a trophy, it records a little like 5-second video clip, 5 to 8 seconds, whatever it is. I was going through my Elden Ring ones, just seeing. And some of them, it's me yelling. Some of them, it's just dead silent, except for a podcast I'm listening to. The Briar Knight up inside of that poison castle that's up off the Altus Plateau. He does all kinds of bleed stuff. He's got the shield that's all wrapped in thorns, and his whole armor set's all wrapped in thorns. I put the Skellymans out, and I remember this specifically, so it's not just this that reminded me, but they were staggering him all day. Like every single spear thrust from them was a stagger. Every spear thrust from me is a stagger by default with most non-enormous bosses. Mm-hmm. And I just remember we just ping-ponged him all around. Just hit one, hit one, hit one, hit one, hit one, hit one. If I watch the video clip, he's dead, and it's just me going, my bros, my Skelly bros, we did it. We just wrecked this dude. It's like, if I could high five my Skelly bros, because they're standing there just like this, with my character. I'm like, we just did it. We just wrecked this dude. It wasn't me. It was us. And it feels good. And it feels right. But man, Elden Ring is so great, I could talk about it forever. But I won't, because I also played, last night, on stream, Final Fantasy III Pixel Remaster. And that game is nuts. It's so weird in so many ways. If you want to know more ways, listen to the What You Play in Third Shift on Patreon. But going from Final Fantasy II, where it's very story-based and go to this area, and then the dungeons are so, not complicated like in a good way, but there's so many twists and turns in them, and you go all the way around here, this big twisty road to get to the chest, and then go down here to this other big twisty road to get to the chest, and then go to a room that has 5 doors in it, 4 of which are just trap rooms. I was in dungeons all the time in that game. Started the stream last night. I'm in a dungeon. Cool. 10 minutes later, you beat that dungeon, dude. On to the next thing. Oh, all right. Well, let me go over here. Oh, there's another dungeon. All right, cool. Felt like 5 minutes later. There's the boss. You beat him. You did it. Oh, it feels like I'm playing this game in fast forward. Like every time I go somewhere, hey, here's this town. Go to the town. Hey, we got a problem. Go to the cave. All right, cave's done. Town's happy. It's just so weird to go from dungeons all day, getting sick of dungeons, so many random encounters, so much bad dungeon design, to this game where there's not nearly as many random encounters, the dungeons aren't horrible, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm flying through it. Now I'm to the point where I go off the floating continent. Oh, it's Waterworld. Okay, let's try and figure out how to get the water. The water's gone. Now it's a regular world again. Oh, okay. Like, I'll go to the next dungeon, but is that going to be like 3 minutes? Is it going to be over this quick? It's crazy. But I did have complaints about it. But just like with Final Fantasy II, I look back on it, man, it's fun to play. It's just fun. Just good old school, fun JRPGs. So that's the video game front. In the real world front, I'm switching it up. Went to 2 things over the weekend. First was Lansing Symphony Orchestra. They had like an ABBA showcase, so they had 4 singers who were actually really awesome. Like professional singers came up doing the ABBA stuff with the orchestra backing them up. It was phenomenal. It was great. Like, I feel like the older I get, the more I can appreciate like 70s music. When I listen to it, I'm like, that's grooving. That's rocking. You know, they're up there singing and grooving and everybody's dancing, and it's just a fun time. It was a really fun show and a moment I'll never forget. They were like, hey, if you guys want, just sing along with us, you know, get up and dance. Let's have a party. You know, most people were just sitting because it's the Wharton Center. There's not much room to dance. We were sitting and bobbing in our seats, and I could hear some people singing in the back. But the last song, they went, okay, it's your last chance. Everybody get up. And it wasn't the last chance because the encore came afterwards. But they were like, all right, last chance to dance. And they sang a famous ABBA song that I don't really know. But I looked behind me, and some person stood up and started dancing. And then another person stood up. And, you know, older people mostly. Mm-hmm. And then young people started standing up and dancing. And I went, this is cool. I was grooving in my chair. And I looked to the right, down my row. This old dude had to be 100,000 years old. Pure white hair. This beautiful, like, chocolate suit. Got up, and he was going to town. This dude was dancing his heart out. And I went, that was me a week ago, watching Ishii and Suzuki beating the crap out of each other. I know exactly what that dude feels like. That's awesome. I'm glad he has that awesome moment. That he's just like, he's a kid again. Boom! Hearing the song for the first time, dancing. It was great. It was a beautiful moment. Then the next day, went out to Williamston Theater, saw their production of The Cake, which was hilarious. There were so many hilarious scenes in there. I don't know how to describe it without spoiling stuff, but it was great. And then we went to my favorite restaurant just down the street, Tavern 109. Had all the amazing food that I haven't had there for 2 years, however long it's been since we've been to a show and then fancy dinner. Not like fancy, but real good quality food dinner. A beautiful weekend. And then I came home and played all the games that we just talked about and all the good stuff. Wow.
Now, I'll tell you, I gotta say this since we're here and you just reminded me, and then we'll segue. We had the kids' recital for their tap and their ballet this last weekend. So we go to the Waverly High School, auditorium. We go in there, and it's a good time, watching all of the kids of different ages do their dancing and stuff. But one moment was like crazy. The 18-year-olds, the ones that are graduating and moving on, they always do all the big dances. They all get the key spots and stuff. One of them was during a tap performance, and halfway through, the music faltered and cut out. Instead of stopping, though, they did the entire rest of the routine flawlessly without any music. They just doing all the claps, doing all the movements, doing all the routines, the whole nine. And everybody, of course, is just going wild, going nuts. And it was fun. It was definitely a wow. And it almost felt spoiled, though, because they did it flawlessly. It was amazing. Like I said, the crowd was going nuts. Everybody was cheering them on and everything. But then they came back out and redid the whole dance with the music working properly.
Oh, come on now.
And I was like, nah, just let it be what it was,
You did it. You made this moment.
Yeah.
Sure, it would have been cool with the music before, but you made it better by doing it so awesome without it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, well, cool. We get to see the performance again, which it was a fun performance. But, that moment was just, you weren't going to beat that. So it was like seeing it again. It's like, well, it's not going to be as good because what you just did was crazy. So fun time. I got out. I did go out. See, man, I went out in the real world and I did a thing. But my foot, of course, was throbbing and I could hear my heartbeat through the foot. So, it was mixed. But that was a good moment. It was indeed a great time.
But see, this is another one of those moments. I sat there at work today and I went, man, it's a dog's life. What a horrible week. Then I remembered all the fun stuff that I did, all the fun games we just talked about, all the cool experiences we have. It was a great week again in my life. And what's better than one great week is another great week upcoming with a possibly fantastic game. Eric, tell us about one of those fantastic games.
Well, man, do you have memories? Do you think about days past and go, wow, man?
I don't remember anything.
Don't?
It's established. I forgot about all this fun stuff.
You did.
So,
every week you forget about every fun thing you did. Yeah, that's true. Well, some people don't, man, okay? Some people got this thing that it's like nostalgia or something. And they remember his time when they had this cool little newfangled Nintendo machine called the Wii. And it came packaged with this little title called Wii Sports, which became the biggest game in the world of all time forever and ever and ever. Every household had Wii Sports. Everybody played Wii Sports. Every party you went to inevitably ended up playing Wii Sports at some point in that evening. It just was the way it was, and that's what you did for years on end during that particular time. For years, we've had no replacement. Years and years and years and years. Until now. Nintendo Switch Sports hits 4/29/2022, which is, of course, this beautiful Friday. You can pick it up on the Nintendo Switch and play it with all your friends. Now, it's got one sad part. All right, I'll let you know. It's got the tennis. It's got the bowling, which is critical. One of the most important ones. It's got the chambara or whatever, the sword fighting one. It's got the soccer and volleyball and badminton. Why they did badminton and volleyball is beyond me. Why did they not put in either A, boxing, or B, most importantly, golf?
Yes.
Where's the golf at? I am just shocked that they didn't put the golf back in. That was by far, besides bowling, the number one played game on the Wii Sports, period.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have to wonder I don't know what the capabilities of the Joy-Con are, but I have to wonder if it's maybe not tuned quite well enough to, here's a wham and here's a chip and here's a soft putt. Maybe there's not enough for that, but that's the only thing I can think of, because volleyball, you jerked it upwards. There, you did it. Boom. Or you smashed it down for the spike or whatever. But maybe it doesn't have the nice touch you would want for something as precise as golf. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
They say the Joy-Cons are better than the Wii remotes ever were at tracking and such. So I wouldn't say that's the truth. The only thing I can think is more nefarious is that they didn't want it to interfere at all with Mario Golf.
That came out 100 years ago, though. That came out on my birthday last year.
I know, exactly. But it makes no sense to me. That's the only thing I can think of, because from what I hear, those Joy-Cons are way better at tracking. And that's what I was just about to actually mention, was that from all reports, the tracking and the motion controls for this are way tighter, way crisper, way better. Everything feels a lot more fun when controlling it in the Switch Sports, versus back in the day when you were just going nuts, toggling your Wii remotes around like a psychopath, and maybe it registered. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. So this time around, it supposedly feels real good, especially with the chambara, the sword play stuff. You actually can tilt and get pretty accurate motions with the swords, so it's not just chaotic and strange whether or not you land that hit. So I don't know. I don't know why they made the choice. I just am confused because badminton's so similar. to volleyball. I know it's not the same, but like, why would you include those two and not one of the other ones? There's so many.
It's pretty similar to tennis too, which they have.
Yeah.
So it's a racket-based sport. Here's what they need to do, though. They need to put disc golf in so that you can invite your friend over and he can just be like, lols, I'm going to turn all the way away from the thing and just throw it half a foot. Isn't this cool? Isn't this cool, Eric? Check this out, B.
Yeah, so I do remember that. And that was a sad time. But I disc golf was another one. I'd rather have that in there.
Yeah.
Which they had it was just frisbee, but they had like the different, modes you could play of it. So whatever, bring that back. All sorts of options they could do with this. I don't know if they have any intention of actually adding in games like they did with Wii Sports Resort back in the day, and then Wii Club or whatever it was, where they had even more crap. But as of right now, you can pick this up. It has those 6 particular games with it. It does not, however, have online play available right now. It will be coming, but it's not active currently. So you have to play LAN. You have to have people come over and play with you physically. But at some point, they said there will be online, and you will be able to just play with randos across the way or your friends, whatever you want to do. It's probably mostly your friends because Switch doesn't, you got to get the friend codes. It's the thing. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go back down memory lane, you want to have some fun like you did back on the Wii, get over there and get some freaking Switch Resort.
Man, you want to talk about memories and having fun just like you did back in the day. I'm going to give you exactly that because it launched yesterday, the 27th, developed and published by Crows, who are an amazing developer, and you should sign up for their emails, if nothing else. Even if you don't buy or play any of their games, their emails are hilarious. But I'm talking about the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. If you don't know the Stanley Parable, get out of my sight because I don't like you. But that was a fantastic game that I played ages ago on PC. I think it came out like 2012, 2013. And this is basically more of that. It's a remastered version of it, plus a ton of new content. I don't want to talk about it too much because if you don't know the Stanley Parable, you should just go in blind. But the overall, story, I guess, of it is Stanley is a dude who works in an office. And he, sits at a screen and it will flash up a character or a prompt or whatever, and he pushes the button on the keyboard that corresponds with it. That's his life. And at one point, the monitor stops showing him stuff. So he gets up from his desk, and that's where you take over. You're Stanley in this office. And the narrator chimes in. Oh, Stanley had never seen the monitor go blank before. He decided to go ask his coworkers what could be the matter. And you walk out of your office, and you're in the office space. And then the narrator says, all of Stanley's coworkers were gone. He wondered if he'd missed a memo or something. He decided to head to the meeting room. Walk down the hallway. Now you have 2 doors. The narrator chimes in. Stanley knew the door on the left was the way to the meeting room. That's the door he took. Now you can take over. Do you go in the door on the left? If you do, the narrator continues and tells you things, and you can follow what he tells you. Or you can go in that door on the right, and the narrator will say, Stanley knew this was not the way to the meeting room. He decided to turn back. But you, as the player, what do? Do you follow this narrator? Do you not? Do you press on? He might provide you with another choice. Stanley knew the door on the left this time was definitely the way to the meeting room. Maybe you go on the right again. The narrator might chide you. He might start getting pissed off. He might put things in your way to encourage you to go back that way. He might get frustrated, and you can hear him throw the script and go, okay, well, I guess we're not doing whatever that is about. So here, you want to go on an adventure? Fine. I'll make you something. And now you're in all kinds of crazy things. That's what the Stanley Parable is like, what it's all about. And now, the Ultra Deluxe Edition, not only does it come with the base game, which is phenomenal and fantastic, and I absolutely loved it. Now, I've seen it. It's been spoiled for me. You go in one hallway and there's a door that says new content. And the narrator goes, new content? What's that about? I wonder. And if you go out there, now it's all kinds of craziness, even crazier stuff you're doing. Like I said, a lot of self-referential stuff. Like I've seen things where it's him reading Steam reviews, like literal Steam reviews of the original game. The narrator's reading it and going, people are commenting on the narrator and he's responding to that in this literal thing that happened in the real world. Now it's in the game. And so this game goes absolutely nuts. It can go as normal or as nuts as you want. If you've never played the original, maybe watch a couple clips. Don't watch a lot. Watch somebody's first 30 minutes playthrough. You'll see some crazy stuff right there. The button and the baby. That's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. I can't wait to play this. And bonus, it's out for every system right now. Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and it's only $25. And if you're like me and you have the original still in your Steam library, it's 33% off for you to get this version. Boom. And as usual, it's on sale for the first week or two. Anyway, if you own it, you get a bigger sale and have even more fun in the Stanley Parable. I can't wait! I was literally going to download it before we got on here, but then I got busy downloading another update. When we're done here, I'm buying it. It's going to be played. Maybe I'll stream it. I don't know. But the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe is fantastic. Just get it. You're going to love it. Even if you don't love like walking narrative games, you will love this game. It's phenomenal.
Of course, man. I can't wait for a lot of things. There's too many things that I can't wait for right now, okay? One, quick and dirty here. Xbox and Bethesda came out and announced, hey, everybody, boom, June 12th, we're going to have our showcase at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be talking about what the heck's in the future for our studios.
Now, I had to laugh at this because I was I checked Twitter once at work on a little break. Mm-hmm. Xbox Bethesda is trending. I wonder what that's about. Look at my normal feed, and I follow Xbox because I signed up for a giveaway of theirs. They just tweet out Xbox Bethesda. Click. Oh, in a month and a half's time, we'll have a thing. Like, I mean, that's cool, and I will watch it, and I will be excited for it. But, like, it was trending just from the announcement, not from anything, not from an actual presentation. I thought it was a stealth presentation like PlayStation sometimes does. Mm-hmm. No, it's an announcement of a presentation.
Coming.
I was frustrated, but then excited at the same time.
Yeah, for me, it's just excited. I love it, man. I can't wait. What the hell are they up to? I'm looking forward to finding out. And we're coming up into the, what do they call it? The Summer Games Fest and the Summer of Play and obviously now the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. You can smell it in the air. It's coming. We're going to be getting all the new games, all the new announcements. That time of excitement and just us googling and oogling is around the corner.
It honestly is, and I was going to say this is a joke, but it is true. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Mm-hmm. Because not only do you see stuff that's upcoming for next year, but this is where we start getting, which is going to tie into the main topic of the show, surprise, this is coming out this year. Here's a release date for this thing. Here's this thing, remember it from last year? Boom, playable demo, early access, and it's coming out in November or something. So you get hyped, and then that gets you through the rest of the year, because stuff is steadily trickling out. It's great.
It is indeed. I can't wait. And then, of course, PS Plus announced their May games. And, sometimes I throw us in, sometimes I don't. I did this time for a particular reason. That's because FIFA 2022 is coming. That's not why.
And Eric is all about that. FIFA Ultimate Team. He's going to spend his whole life savings on the cards and the packs and the things.
Don't care.
He's a secret FIFA fiend. I'm telling you.
Curse of the Dead Gods is coming. This one I'll briefly mention. This is a game I talked about many moons ago on one of our shows and told you all to check out. It's got that Hades vibe, but it's obviously in a whole different area, a whole different thing.
It's on my list because it's a game that I played earlier in the year. It was free on Game Pass, but now if you have a PlayStation, boom, it's free.
It's free.
A fantastic game.
It's a fantastic game, hence why it was talked about that I was interested in, but just not enough to play it or buy it because obviously, like I always tell you guys, roguelites and stuff, blah, 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 does better. It doesn't hurt me now. Now I just go click a button and play. So very cool. Check it out. And last but not least, Trabs Midgard is now free if you haven't got it yet. We've talked about this game a bunch back when it was up and coming. And then, of course, right after it launched, I bought it. I played it for a few hours and then begged Matt to come play with me because it was difficult and challenging. And it's way harder with only you and your own lonesome self playing. And you never did. But see, now it's free. So maybe the times will be changing someday,
See, I almost had an Eric moment. I was going to say, hey, we both bought this game, and it was fun, but now lots more people can jump in because it's free. Mm-hmm. I actually never bought this one.
You never bought it.
I never bought it. So now I can jump in with you. It's free for me. Yeehaw.
You son of a gun. Yes. So everybody else out there, if you heard us talking about it, never want to pull the trigger, now you don't have to. The trigger's been pulled. The bullet's in your brain. You can play this game right now. Well, no, that's a lie. Not right now. It's like a few days from now, whatever. It's coming up.
Or
You know the
possibly
deal.
delayed like they usually do. Sometimes it's like May 9th instead of May 2nd. But
I don't
whatever.
ever understand the reasoning behind the date they give when they do this kind of thing. So just go check it out. You'll see it. It'll give a date if it hasn't already, eventually. But I did want to bring it up for that very reason. Tribes Midgard, awesome. Good on you. I hope between the sales you got and this deal you made with PlayStation, y'all are making out like bandits and can make something else really, really cool.
Speaking of things that are really, really cool, there's 2 topics of things. Which one do we actually want to talk about because we're running short of time on the show? The 2 topics on offer here are, we're a quarter of the way through the year, what games have touched on Game of the Year territory for you so far? And then the follow-up is, what are a few games that might compete that are slated for release this year? I think we can do both as long as we do it fast. No big ramble source like we did earlier in the episode for either one of us. I'm just saying.
We'll do both, but we'll make it much quicker. And I'll tell you why I'm going to make this quicker. Because right now, for the territory, for the games of the year so far this year, it's stupid simple right now for me. Stupid simple. Elden Ring is right there at number 1 by a landslide. However, my little side note is Stranger of Paradise is coming up. It's got a knife in its hand. And Matt, I think Matt can tell the way I've been talking about it recently. It's coming. It wants to come and stab Elden Ring, and maybe it will. It all depends on how it fleshes out and how it goes towards the end and how the story ends up pulling through. But, man, this story's just gripped me. It's ridiculous. It's fun. It's right up my alley. Really enjoying it. But right now, Elden Ring's definitely just, it's an insane game, and we've talked about it ad nauseum.
Now, I have a shotgun of things, but I'm going to go through them real quick. First off, Elden Ring is obviously just from hours put in, and just breadth of the world, it has to be on there somewhere. But I'm going to go with another one that I finished a month ago now, Genesis Noir. That's going to be my art house indie pick. That is in there. As soon as I finished it, I just went, wow. It blew my mind amazing. So that's in there too. 2 others real quick to throw up there. Sunset Overdrive. When I wanted something big and flashy and dumb and fun, that hit all the buttons. It was big, it was flashy, it was dumb, it was fun, and it was funny as hell. And then I feel like a Pixel remaster has to go on there. I'm thinking of the 3 that I've played so far. They were all magical. For right now, for some reason, 1 stands out the most. Because it just seemed so cleaned up. Because I have vivid memories of playing the original. And then this was just, to the nth degree, amazing. There's a shotgun of things. All of those are on the list right now. How it all shakes out by the end of the year, who knows? Especially because more stuff's coming up. What's coming up that's going to shake up your list, Eric?
This is where it gets crazy because, of course, God of War, which is supposed to come out this year.
It's not. In the last episode, you said it's not.
I'm telling you right now, it's not. However, just this week, they said, no, it really is coming out this year. And I go, you're liars. It's not. I feel it in my bones. Mark my words. I ain't going to have to worry about God of War 2 this year.
It's going to come out like December 31st at 11:59
it's
p.m.
counted for next year because you know what? I can't play and beat it in a day. But I will say I have to at least mention it because if it does come out in a reasonable time this year, that's definitely going to be a just easy contender. All right, another one that's on the books for me, Starfield. I don't know what the hell this game is. People tell me I should be excited for it. We used to make fun of that constantly, Matt.
That's true.
But you know what? We've been proven wrong a couple times now, so maybe I should listen to what people tell me to be excited for. Everyone says I should be excited for this one, even though they've shown absolutely, positively, almost nothing of any real significance about this title. It's a futuristic RPG based, made by the people who made all the other big games that you love. I don't know what to think of this. Maybe it's going to get there, maybe it's not, but it is definitely coming out this year. It actually has a street date, the entire thing. So this one will be in the rankings.
And that's probably going to be a big part of that Xbox Bethesda thing. It has to be. If it's not, then we're in trouble.
Yeah. And then, of course, for myself, you got Hogwarts Legacy. Oh, I cannot wait for this game. If you don't know, I've seen the movies about maybe 1 trillion times. I've read the series. My wife loves it. We have a room dedicated to Harry Potter, literally. It's got everything Harry Potter in it. This looks like a phenomenal, choose your adventure RPG type game. I can be a wizard that I always wanted to be, Matt. What do you want? Wait.
I was going to jump in and say, hey, all the times that you've talked about this room and all the, granted, few times I've been to your house, never seen this room at all. Next time I come over for whatever, hey, 5 minutes, come look at the Harry Potter room because there's a train and stuff.
Train and everything.
There's a whole thing you did. I've never seen this ever in my life. So
no one ever will. It's just a room that we have just for us, I guess.
You don't. It's not even a room. It's just a dirty shed with like wood in it. And it's the Harry Potter room. You just go in the world in your imagination. You could say anything on this podcast.
That's
if
true.
I never see it, I mean, gosh,
you'll never know. The verification's not there, right? So for me, Hogwarts Legacy is one that could possibly uproot some things. And there's probably a million more, but one right off the top of my head right now that I can tell you is up in the air. I haven't heard anything, so it's probably not even coming. That's Project Eve. Matt, you remember that? Has the crazy anime chick, was doing crazy Bayonetta moves, flying all over the place, looked wild, had awesome music.
I remember it now, yeah.
I was blown out of my chair. I was like, this is it. This is all Eric. He's ready to rock and roll on this one, okay? I ain't heard a word since, but it's supposed to be coming out this year. Will it? Probably not, because we haven't heard anything and it's April, but Summer Games Fest is right around the corner, which is what we were just talking about, Matt. And that's where you put your big, in 4 months, get ready for this particular game. And show our actual gameplay trailer and go nuts with it. Which, of course, speaking of that, Bayonetta 3, but I'm not going to go on about it because it's
Absolutely
not coming.
That's
it's
not happening.
But it's supposed to, but it's not. Just like it was supposed to last year and the year before 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 and the year before. It never will come out. And lastly, Matt.
No, I'm jumping in because that one pisses me off because I looked, 2022 game releases. I want to see the full calendar. At the bottom where it was just like, no actual street dates, they showed a picture of Bayonetta. And I went, get out of here. It's going to be like 2027. I'm going to be half dead, half in the ground. Your foot will have rotted off.
It'll be gone.
We'll be totally different humans. And then we're like, Bayonetta 3 came out. That's cool.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And it makes me sad to say that, but it's true. And we got Tiny Tina's. Will that come out to rock our worlds? I don't know. It's a great game. But we'll see. We got to get through it. But probably not, to be realistic. But since I haven't beat it yet, I can't say for sure whether it's going to be up in there or not.
It's going to depend on how many hard laughs we have.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that just makes us both go nuts,
gut-wrenching.
It's going to jump up there.
Yeah. So that's a TBD on that one. But that's a weird one because we are playing it. It's currently out. But for the future, and it's my last one, it's Forspoken. This one's all over the place. I have no idea. It's made by Square. I love Square. I love RPGs. I love these beautiful medieval type worlds. I'm interested in the idea of someone coming from current times to the past and the comedy that kind of can go with it. There's potential here. And it looks gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But I keep hearing people go, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. And that worries me because if you got all these insiders going, I don't know. Typically, they do know. Typically, they've already talked to people, gotten their hands on this or that, messed with this or that. Or there's a political agenda involved, which is causing them to do it. But I don't think that's the case. So, I don't know. It's got me nervous. I want to say this might be on the list, but I don't know, man.
See, for my list, I'm going to go forwards and I'm going to go backwards. So, you're going to say I'm cheating, but this is how it's going to shake out. Going forwards, Saints Row. It's set to launch in August. I love every Saints Row game. They dropped the customization trailer not too long ago, and it was even crazier than it usually is for Saints Row, doing specific parts of your body. They had people with like prosthetic legs and stuff, and then you could do the textures and the shines and the things. So I can't wait to see that and to see how crazy it goes. Saints Row could possibly be on the list because I love Saints Row. A game that's coming out, I think, around June. Live Alive, the HD 2D JRPG with all the different storylines. A game that should be out by now. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. Another game that just dropped, Rogue Legacy 2. I put a squadrillion hours into Rogue Legacy 1 and still have never beaten it. Oh, one last one. God, there's so many. Okay, a bunch of last ones. Card Shark, a game all about cheating at cards in like the Victorian era. It's going to be published by Devolver Digital. Every time I see the artwork for that, it makes me just itch to play it. And then seeing the ways you can cheat at cards or like peek at the person's hand by having someone like pour wine behind them.
Oh, nice.
But you have to watch that you're not overpouring while you're trying to peek. Oh, it's beautiful. It's great. WrestleQuest, a pixel-based pro wrestling JRPG. I saw a trailer for it. It blew my mind. I wishlisted it on Steam. Hopefully that comes out in 2022. Here's the Borderline one. I don't know if it'll be out in 2022. We haven't ever talked about it on the show. Every time we don't talk about it on the show, you go, we got to talk about that on the show sometime. How about Sea of Stars, Eric? The JRPG from the people who did The Messenger. That looks insanely beautiful.
Oh, if that comes out, oh my gosh. That's got Game of Year written all over it, man.
Mm-hmm.
But will it come out? I don't know.
I don't know.
All I see is them posting every week more beautiful images and more stuff, and then go, cool, guys, our game is a game. And I feel like I'm just going to do that forever.
And I'm in the Discord, so I get to vote on monster design and things. I put my name in the crypt. There's a whole thing because I backed it at that level.
Mm-hmm.
That will definitely be on the list if it comes out. But now I'm looking back, and this is the part where you say I'm going to be a cheater.
Uh-oh.
But it's 2 games that I want to play that I haven't played, and I'm hoping they can go in after Elden Ring and the other big things that I'm playing right now. Road 96. I talked about it last week as a re-release because it's out now for all the platforms. And another game I need to actually play because I bought it, and speaking of the word crazy, that's what this game is. Inscription.
Oh, I know. I still got to finish that.
I still have not put hardly any time into that one. That will be on the list. If I put enough time into it and I play it, especially if I play it through to completion, just from the demo, it was already almost Game of the Year. So when I actually get down and sit down and play it in the dark with my headphones in and get spooked and creeped and do my deck building and moving stuff around, that will be on there. Spoiler alert, everybody. It's going to be on there. It's just, will I have time to get to it in all this craziness that goes on in life? Who knows?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I agree. There's so much going on. Too many great games coming out. I mean, we didn't even mention Metal Slug Tactics. You know, that's...
I was going to put it on there, but who knows? I haven't even heard about it since.
Exactly. So, and there's a few others that are like that for me, so I won't go through them. But this year's got a lot of possibilities. It's a promising year. Already played some amazing games, and we got more. Hell, probably next quarter we'll update and say where we're at. You know, in the next quarter too. So, of course, for now that's what we got. You know, you got to stay tuned now for the next few months and see where we're at after that.
This is specifically why I'm writing every game that I play in that spiral notebook you just saw me put away.
Mm-hmm.
Because as of right now, and I haven't beaten all of them, but I have beaten a large chunk of them, I've played like 27 games already just this year. I didn't even talk about Death's Door, which was fantastic, which should go on the list too. There's so many games, and I'm going to play so many more. It's going to be ridiculous. How am I going to vote between all these millions of games? I'm the guy with the watermelons again. I do it all the time. Mm-hmm. But that's a question for you out there in podcast listener land. How can you hold all those amazing games? What's in your ranking right now? What's so far? What's coming up? What do you think you might go back to and give more love to? Let us know via the email thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine @ThirdShiftME, and find us on Facebook under Third Shift.
You can indeed find us over there, or you can find us on the Patreon, like a little tip jar, $1, $2, $3, all kinds of bucks. Any old bucks helps us out, keeps the lights on, keeps everything rocking and rolling for us. We appreciate everyone, all who have done it in the past, present, and future. It's very much appreciated. Thank you so much for throwing a few bucks our way. If you can't throw bucks our way, though, there's other ways to support us. Spotify has a whole ranking system. iTunes has a whole ranking system. We've got a mailbag that you can put letters into. Hey, you want to hear us talk about something specific? You got some recommendations. You got some of this. You got some of that. Throw it our way. We'll bring it up on the show. We'll have some fun with it. We appreciate all that. Any and all feedback is a good time, and you can participate and do such things. It's very much welcome, and we thank you so much.
I will especially thank you if you save my bacon, and I'll just accumulate a giant mailbag full of topics, and I'll just save them. I won't even let Eric know until he has to pre-record. And then I'll go, have I got a topic for you? Bam, 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 Mailbag Jones. That's what I'm going to do. But what I'm also going to do is be on and then produce and then listen to our very next episode, which will be dropping on the 5th of May on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. As I always say, hey, if you like what we're doing, you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out, and we really do appreciate it.
We do indeed appreciate those 5 stars on the Spotify and the iTunes. So get out there and get them. Come on, boys and girls. Help us help you. We're going to check up on there. Someday I'll figure out the Spotify. Someday Matt's going to double check that iTunes, and then we'll know if we got some new ones or not.
And until that time, there's nothing else to say, but
don't forget to say.
Shut up and sit down.